folks. I guess we're just gonna hang out. Hi, Gata. Doing puns in my chat before we've even started. I didn't plan this at all. I had no plans. We're flying totally by the seat of my pants here. I've started playing single player Minecraft. I started a single player world. Are there supposed to be like a wild cavern system just beneath my house? Like, we didn't run into like big caverns. We ran into like caves. But I've got like a big crazy waterfall cavern under my house. I started digging down and there's like a deep ass waterfall cavern. Like, I can't even see the bottom. Yeah. Hi Jazz. We're hanging out. I don't have a chatting background. Hi. Hi Octa. I don't have a chatting background, so I'm just using this Bokenger screenshot because I set this up for, I want to sing the Bokenger opening, but not today because I haven't memorized it yet. I have most of it memorized, but there's some parts that are like fast that I haven't quite gotten the hang of yet. Yeah, no, there's like this wild waterfall cave. There's actually a couple of them, but I think they may be connected because the second one is not that far from my house. God, I don't even get that. I don't even what? What? Yes, I'm talking about Minecraft, if you're wondering what the waterfall cave thing is about. I have it mostly memorized. There's just parts where they use a really big word, and I kind of get some of the syllables wrong. So I have to, like, practice. Because I've never had to, like, memorize it to know it. I've just memorized it because I like it. So I don't have it, like, singably memorized. But, I just have to practice it, is the thing. I got all the boxes out of the hallway, which is the important part. I won't get yelled at. Actually, I moved all of the boxes to where they need to be. They're all where they need to be, so it's fine. There's no real problem. I just need to unpack them. I was thinking about doing a different layout than I had originally planned, but the measurements didn't work out. Didn't quite work out, so I'm going to do my original plan. But now I have this cabinet that I've got to get rid of. God, are you immortal? I thought you were, like, cake immortal. I don't know where I'm pulling that from. I'm just making jokes. So yeah, so I gotta buy some bookshelves now so I can unpack all my shit. And put my clothes away so they're not under my bed. And then I can put other stuff under my bed. Stuff that I don't want to take out of boxes. Dress, can I just send you a bunch of, like, old Bleach stuff that I just don't want anymore? Can I just, like, put it in a box with that Lupot stuff and just send it? No, I'm just rearranging my furniture in my bedroom because I had no space before. I had no space for all of my stuff because I have so much stuff. I'm not a hoarder, but I do have a hoard. Okay, I'm just gonna send you a bunch of old Bleach stuff then. I don't even know where I got most of it at this point. I wish I knew enough about Harry Potter, the end of Harry Potter, to continue that joke. Yeah, no, I'll go through the boxes and I'll just send you a bunch of it then. Because I've got a ton of it because I was super into Bleach for a while. And a lot of my stuff that isn't Toku stuff I'm probably not gonna put back out. Yes, God, I want to hear a confession. Always. Tell me your secrets. Tell me your dark secrets, Gata. That reminds me, I'm gonna check my Curious Cat, which I don't think will have much in it, but nope, just that really long one that I didn't delete last time. What is the scariest animal I've seen in the wild? I don't know, probably like a turkey? I don't know, I haven't seen many like scary wild animals. Never read or watched any Harry Potter. Yeah, that's fair though, that was a time when that was inescapable. I mean, I read the first 5 books, which there's only 7, so I read most of them. But when I got to 5, like, I had a hard time with 4, because my problem with 4 was it was this thing where every situation, it was like 5 different situations in this one book where it's like, is Harry gonna die? And obviously he's not gonna die because there's like 300 more pages of this book and there's gonna be 2 more after it. So it was really hard for me to get into the 4th one. And then I read the 5th one and I'm like, everyone's an asshole now. Everyone sucks. Like, everyone's a jerk in this book. I don't want to read about these kids. So I didn't read after the 5th one. I did make it through the 5th one only because I was in summer school at the time. And I had to wait like 4 hours after class for my dad to come get me. So I had nothing to do other than read this book. So I did finish it. But I didn't like it. So I really only liked the first 3, but I was never even that into it. I was just like, these are some cool books. These are some neat fantasy adventure books. But I had friends who were in it. I mostly just like, I was there for the drama. I wasn't in the fandom, but I had friends who were, and I only stuck around for the drama. My chat is unreadable. Let's see if I can fix that. Visual settings. Font settings. Let's see if white. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Jo. I don't want to talk about her. She frustrates me. There we go. That's more readable. Not by much, but it's more readable. I'm gonna fix the donation ticker too. I didn't get very far. I'm still only good at mining. Yes, I'm absolutely ready to descend into Minecraft hell. The ticker should be also readable now. I just copied them from my other thing and didn't think about how they'd appear on this background. Yeah, my single player Minecraft, I can't find any animals. I cannot find any animals. And I'm too afraid to go too far from my house because I'm afraid I won't be able to find my way back. Though it can't be that hard because I know which way east is, and I know my house. If I go north, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I did carve out another mountain house. I'm in peaceful mode on it just because I'm not ready for the scary parts of Minecraft yet by myself. I need you for that, Gata. But I can't find any animals. Are there no animals in peaceful? I mean, I can switch it, I guess, because I'm far enough in that I could probably, like, make armor and weapons at this point. But, Bien, bien. Sorry, I have my Sentai playlist on, and I just got to Bune Bune, and I'm required by law to Bune Bune every time it happens. So you know, you just have to live with that. Gata is the only person I've played Minecraft with. I dug my house out of the side of a mountain at the beach, and then dug down, and there's a waterfall cavern, and it's confusing, and there's no animals. Someone yelled at me. They were like, "You have to eat. You have to eat things." And I'm like, "There's no animals. There's only caves. There is only caves. What am I supposed to do? I can only mine, and maybe craft." So it's, you know, I do what I can. I'm very scared of Minecraft. It's very intimidating. I feel safe when God is there. I'm trying to, like, click off of things. There we go. I'm very intimidated by Minecraft. There's a lot going on in Minecraft. Let's see. Oh, Tabata Cooking is on. Neat. Sorry, I just, like, saw my phone was on and decided to see what my alerts were. Oh, my tea and milk stuff is on the way, so that should be here in a couple days. So I'm gonna... I think there's like 4. I can do like four bobas. So I'm gonna do one just to kind of figure it out, and then I'm gonna do like a process review video. I'm at Cave. I'm at the Cave store. At Soup is the height of comedy. It is the absolute funniest thing that's ever happened. Like that and Boot to the Head. Y'all have all seen Boot to the Head and At Soup, right? Like, I don't have to pull that up, do I? I will. I will if anyone has not seen either of those two iconic pieces of internet comedy. Jun, have you never seen Boot to the Head? Jun, please. Jun, I am gonna pull it up right now. Have you never seen Boot to the Head? It's someone took a comedy sketch and put it over some Phoenix Wright stuff, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes, specifically the Phoenix Wright one. Okay, John, we're gonna watch Boot to the Head just for you. It only exists in the lowest possible quality on YouTube. We're gonna watch Boot to the Head right now. I'm gonna switch over to browser, and we're gonna watch Boot to the Head. Stop YouTube. Okay. Browser setup. That'll bring us over here. Where is all of my setup? Oh god, Boot to the Head is like 15, more than 15 years old? Less than 15 years old? Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna add it to this. Add browser source. Add source. Add source. No, not that. Yes, it's window source. Sorry, I'm not very good at doing this on the fly. Window capture. It absolutely predates YouTube. It definitely does, because I watched it in, like, high school. Phoenix Wright, Boot to the Head. Okay. I'm gonna turn. We're gonna watch Boot to the Head, which is the funniest thing that's ever. This is it. This is the height of comedy, everyone. I want you to know that. I'm gonna turn myself off so that I am not in the way, because it is the combination of the audio and video that absolutely makes this. This is the height of comedy. So I want you all to enjoy this.
As the executor of
Mr.
Muldoon's
wait. I didn't turn on desktop audio. There we go. Okay. Now we should be good.
As the executor of Mr. Muldoon's estate, I have been empowered to read Mr. Muldoon's last will and testament.
Well, get on with it. The bar's open soon.
Oh, poor dear Arthur.
There, Jenny. God, how predictably boring.
I never worked for a kinder man.
If we are all seated, I shall proceed with the reading.
I knew it.
I, Arthur Durham Muldoon, being of sound mind and body,
That's a laugh.
do hereby divide up my considerable estate as follows. To my overly emotional sister, Jenny,
Jenny, darling, he's talking about us.
Oh.
who grubbed with her husband Hank, grubbed for everything they could get from me, and then cried crocodile tears when I needed sympathy.
What?
To Jenny, I leave a boot to the head.
A what? Ow!
Jenny, are you okay?
And another boot to her wimpy husband Hank.
Ow!
This is an outrage.
But still, you are my sister. You have both admired my Rolls Royce, and since I no longer need it,
Oh, dear Arthur, he's too kind.
I bequeath another boot to the head.
What? Ow!
And one more for the wimp.
Ow!
Next to my alcoholic brother,
Hey, I don't want no boot to the head.
to dear Hedge, who has never worked a day in his drunken life,
I'm covering up my head.
I leave my wine cellar and 3 crates of my finest whiskey.
Really?
And a boot to the head. Oh! And another for Jenny and the wimp. Next, to my know-it-all nephew Ralston,
This is so predictable.
I leave a boot to the head,
Ugh, I knew it.
and one for Jenny and the wimp.
Oh! Oh!
This takes care of family obligations. And now to Mrs. Mulroy,
Oh, I don't want nothing.
who took care of me faithfully these many, many years, who cared, made me laugh, brought me tea.
Oh, I didn't mind.
To Mrs. Mulroy, I bequeath a boot to the head. And one for Jenny and the wimp.
Oh!
And so to my cat Mittens, I leave my entire vast boot to the head. And finally, to my lawyer, who has helped me on this will, I leave not a boot to the head, but a rabid Tasmanian devil to be placed in his trousers. And I leave my entire estate of $10 million to the people of Calgary so they can afford to move somewhere decent.
Is that it?
That's it?
That's disgraceful.
There's one last thing for everyone.
Cover your heads, everybody.
I leave everyone a lifetime supply of ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, that's all?
That's all.
Well, what flavor is it?
Boot to the head.
John, have you really never seen that? Have you really never seen that, John? Oh my god, like, it's so crunchy. This is, I know, it is still the height of comedy, is boot to the head. It only exists in this absolutely horrid quality. There is not a good quality version anywhere. It only exists in this horrible, like, 240p disgusting crunch. It's amazing. This is truly the greatest piece of comedy that has ever been made. I wonder if it's still on Newgrounds. Guys, should we go check Newgrounds? We're gonna check Newgrounds. I wonder if it's still here. No, it was, oh, we're gonna look, no, I don't think so. I don't know what any of this is. Okay, well, we tried. Boot to the Head is truly the absolute height of comedy. Nothing. The only thing that even comes close is At Soup. Which is...
On me! Hello? Hey, what's up? I need your help. Can you come here? I can't. I'm buying clothes. All right, well, hurry up and come over here. I can't find them. What do you mean you can't find them? I can't find them. There's only soup. What do you mean there's only soup? It means there's only soup. Well, then get out of the soup aisle! All right, you don't have to shout at me. There's more soup. What do you mean there's more soup? There's just more soup. Go into the next aisle. There's still soup. Where are you right now? I'm at soup. What do you mean you're at soup? I mean I'm at soup. What store are you in? I'm at the soup store. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Fuck you!
Oh, okay. Well, that's the height of comedy. Those are the two funniest videos in the world. There is no higher comedy than those two videos. Those are the funniest things that have ever existed. I don't know. I don't know why any of us try a comedy. There's no reason to now, because we peaked. We've peaked twice, so it is impossible for anyone else, except for Penny Snapcube, to be funny. Penny Snapcube is the only other person on Earth capable of being funny now. It's just, that's the rules. I don't make the rules. It's just like that. That's just the way it is. Actually, since we're just chatting, I can move OBS down here instead of having it, up in the corner where it's not as useful. Yeah. I do have to make 2 new emotes. I can't believe I have to make more emotes. We're gonna have 3 emotes, you guys. That's wild. That's absolutely nuts. Like, how am I supposed to have 3 emotes? That's wild. That's absolutely crazy. I have to mess with my mouth settings. Nya. There we go. That should be better. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. What are we talking about? Oh, so I'm planning some videos. I did mention the tea and milk bubble tea kit video. I have I'm gonna start filming the cookie video soon. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, before my family gets back. Oh God, is Minecraft almost 10 years old? That makes sense-ish, I think. I feel like Minecraft started happening when I was, like, toward the end of college, when I wasn't capable of processing the outside world. So I've got those 2, like, food-ish related videos that I'm gonna do. And then I did mention that I'm gonna sing the Bokendra opening. I'm gonna do a karaoke video. Cause I don't know, that seems to be the thing VTubers do, is they sing nerdy songs. I may also do Be the One, because there's an English version of that, and that's easier for me than singing in a language that is not my first language. So that's my plans right now. I'm just kind of figuring stuff out. It's hard. I'm trying to measure my time, and then sometimes I just lose like half a day, and I don't know what happens. Oh, did I put out on Twitter that I was live? I'm gonna do that real quick. I am not, like, I don't know, I can't sing, but I can sing. I can sing, just not, like, good. There we go. But yeah, I set up this entire OBS scene and then threw a bunch of stream-related things on. Because I set it up to do the opening, to sing the Bokendra opening, with this iconic screen cap from the end of Bokendra. I also want to do, Minty suggested these, I want to do some, like, quick tokusatsu, like, summary review videos. Like, just like a 10-minute video being like, hey, this is what this is about. Maybe this is a good place to start for you for this reason. And I think the first one I'm going to do is Deca Ranger. Because I was thinking about Deca Ranger today, because a friend mentioned Deca Ranger to me. And I was thinking about Deca Ranger, and how Deca Ranger is a pretty good place to start if you're, like, wholly unfamiliar with Sentai as a genre. Just because you don't have to worry about, like, the villain dynamics in Deca Ranger. Because there is a central villain in Deca Ranger, but they're not actively fighting him. They don't actually even know he exists for most of the show. Because Deca Ranger is they're police. They're, like, space police. They're the space cops. And the main villain is an arms dealer. So he's just kind of selling the like, giant monsters that they fight, which are usually robots. He just sells them to the monster of the week. So they don't actually know about him for most of the show. So the villain dynamics are very, like, impermanent and are just, like, based in the episodes that they're in. So it lets you really focus on getting, like, understanding how the team dynamic works. And Deca Ranger has a really good team dynamic, especially for, like, a first-time group. Because everyone in the team has really interesting relationships. And, like, you get Doggy and Swan. I mean, like, you get Doggy and Swan. You get Doggy and Swan. But everyone in Deca Base has really interesting relationships with one another. So it lets you really focus on understanding that dynamic without having to worry about the villain politics. Yes, the villain is a shady arms dealer in Deca Ranger. Abrera is rude. He's a rude boy. But he's just kind of, like, shows up within the episode and is like, here, buy a robot from me to beat up the cops. And then the cops bring out their robot. And, you know, that's how it works. So Deca Ranger, I think, would be a really good first Sentai for someone who's not, like, really familiar with the genre at all. Because then you can really focus on getting to know the characters and not having to worry about also getting to know the villains. And then you can move into a show that has some really dynamic, like, villain stuff. Like, I don't know, what would be a good example of a dynamic villain? I mean, there's ToQger. ToQger has a really dynamic villain cast, who are really, like, they're really cool and really interesting. So there's ToQger. Deca Ranger is really good. Maji Ranger has some really interesting villain politics, especially in the latter half of the show, when you're dealing with the underworld gods instead of just Memi, because Memi sucks. Memi sucks, you guys. He's awful. But once you get to the underworld gods, like, that's some really interesting villain stuff in Maji Ranger. Let's see. Aba Ranger has... I don't want to say Aba Ranger has interesting villain politics, because it's like... It's got two really uninteresting villains, and then there's Jan, and, like, the plot of the show is Jan and Asuka. Like, that's the entire point of Aba Ranger, is their story. So it's kind of complicated. So Aba Ranger, Deca Ranger, Maji Ranger. Bokendra is really interesting in that it has 5 villain groups. 4 or 5? Priest, ninjas, dinosaurs, cat people. Okay, there's 4. There's 4. Every Sentai is roughly 48 episodes, give or take. It kind of varies year to year, but you can average it out generally to 48. They run for about a year, so you've got a good couple days of content to watch, really. You could probably binge a whole one in like 2 or 3 days if you're really dedicated. Bokenger, which is this one that's in the background here, which is my favorite. I love them. They've got 4 different villain groups, and while everyone fights them, each villain kind of leans more toward a specific member of the cast. Like, there's a group of ninjas, and one of the ninjas is more focused on blue, and one of them is more focused on black. And the dinosaur, like, dragon guy is more focused on the red, and the like, weird demon, like, cat people are focused on the silver. So that has some really interesting villain politics, because the villains also kind of play off each other and kind of mess with each other. So you get some really interesting stuff going on with the villain dynamics in Bokenger. Geki Ranger is kind of the one where the really interesting villain politics are. Because half of that story is about the main 2 villains. Rio and Melee are great. They're incredible. Go-Onger has very goofy villains. Go-Onger, on the whole, is a very goofy project. But it was actually my first Sentai, which I would not recommend for anyone. Unless you are way into suspending your disbelief. Sentai as a franchise is still running. Yes, we just started 45, I think? 45th one? 45th? That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. Kira Major? Kira Major is the currently running one. It's very good. It's very cute. The one that ran the year before it, Ryu Soldier, is another one that I'd recommend as like a starter for someone, just because it's got a really great story and some really great characters. A lot of people like Shinkenger. I don't know if I would personally recommend Shinkenger as someone's first, but I know a lot of people started there. So I guess it's fine. I guess. If you're really into, like, period samurai dramas, Shinkenger is probably for you. I like Shinkenger, don't get me wrong. I really like Shinkenger. I can't pinpoint the things I like about Shinkenger. I just really liked the vibe it had going on. So, Shinkenger is good. The villains as a whole didn't really stick out to me in it. And I didn't really latch on to any one character. I just thought they were all pretty good. No one kind of stood out to me, though, as, like, great and iconic in Sentai. Goseiger. Oh, wow, Goseiger. I love Goseiger. If you're gonna look into Sentai, I don't know if this is still the kind of running consensus, because I don't really go seeking out people's opinions, because they're often bad. But a lot, if you're finding stuff from, I guess, 2012-ish, a lot of people will say a lot of things about Goseiger that are rude and incorrect, but it's sandwiched between 2 wildly popular other Sentai, Shinkenger and Gokaiger. So I guess everyone who, like, came in on Shinkenger just, I don't know. It's a very different Sentai in tone than a lot of them. It's especially, well, I don't want to say in that time period, because Go-Onger was only 2 before Goseiger, and Go-Onger is wild. Minty! Yes, every story is self-contained within the episodes that air in the show, except for the occasions when it's not, but you don't have to watch them in any specific order. There are generally crossover movies between each show, once you hit a certain point. You don't need to watch them, but they're cute. It's, on the whole, with the exception of Gokaiger, There are other anniversary Sentai. Bokenger is an anniversary. Gao Ranger is, I think, the first time they really made a big deal out of the anniversaries, and that was the 25th. Hi Minty, I'm talking about Sentai again, which is the thing that I do, I guess. Bokenger was also an anniversary Sentai, and in those two, Gao Ranger was 25th, Bokenger was 30th, and in those, they don't really go out of their way to call attention to it. Designs of monsters are generally throwbacks to old teams' robots or iconic villains or something like that. And that's really as deep as it goes, with the exceptions of their crossover movies. Because again, between each show in that era, there are X Sentai versus Y Sentai, and that is the crossover movie. There's like Aba Ranger versus Deca Ranger, Deca Ranger versus Maji Ranger, and it kind of helps you bridge from one Sentai to the next. So for Gao Ranger and Bokenger, and I believe also for Gokaiger, which was the 35th, the movie is instead Gao Ranger versus Super Sentai, Bokenger versus Super Sentai, and those bring back old actors to reprise their roles and do kind of a big, expansive kind of crossover thing. I generally sum up Bokenger versus Super Sentai as Boken Silver assembles a crack team of jerks from other teams in order to break his team and the previous team's gold out of a clock. They're stuck in a clock for some reason. But Gokaiger was a very ambitious project that I don't know how they pulled it off, because 25th, the 25th Super Sentai show was Gao Ranger. The 30th Super Sentai show in the franchise was Bokenger. I don't know why my eyes are being weird. I'm like blinking a lot. But Gokaiger, which was the 35th in the Super Sentai franchise, was pretty much every other episode called back to a prior Sentai. And you don't need to have watched them to get it. I had only seen, I think, 2 or 3 other Super Sentai at the time that I watched Gokaiger. But I don't really remember those episodes that well. Like, I don't really remember... Like, I hadn't watched Geki Ranger at the time, and I don't really remember the Geki Ranger episodes that well. I hadn't watched Maji Ranger at the time, and apparently I thought Maji Red was going to be a major villain in Gokaiger. For no reason. I didn't even realize he was, like, I didn't realize he was Maji Red. I just thought he was a dude they were introducing to be the villain. So, I don't know. Gokaiger is so good that I don't want you to, like, put off watching it, but I do think that you should get, maybe 6 or 7 of that era's Sentai under your belt, because those episodes will be more fun if you understand them. Like, if you know the context of a lot of these characters, those episodes will be more fun. But Gokaiger can stand on its own. But on the whole, each of these shows is completely standalone. In a couple of times in post Gokaiger Sentai, there will be like crossover episodes, and this started in Ryu Soldier because there are 4 dinosaur Sentai. The one that you're familiar with, which is Zyuranger, which is what Saban adapted into the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Zyuranger is buck wild as a show. It is absolutely buck wild. I thought that I would have, like, Power Rangers flashbacks when I watched it. I did not remember a damn thing from Power Rangers. But it's really good. I love Zyuranger. So there's Zyuranger, there's Aba Ranger, and those are the 2 pre-Gokaiger Dinosaur Sentai. And then there are 2 post-Gokaiger Dinosaur Sentai, Kyoryuger and Ryu Soldier, which Kyoryuger is probably the worst Sentai that I've watched. It's not bad. I don't want to say it's bad, because there's a lot of good stuff in it. It's just the least good out of every Sentai that I've watched. But it has 2 crossovers within it. One of which is with the previous 2 dinosaur Sentai, Abaranger and Zyuranger, and one is the first Kamen Rider crossover was ToQger. Okay, so that episode exists in Ryusoulger, and I don't remember it. Was it actually an episode, or was it some kind of weird special? I don't remember. But, Hi Reggie. I'm talking about Sentai. I'm talking about Super Sentai. That is what I'm doing. I've made a just chatting stream so I can ramble incoherently about Super Sentai. So where was I going with this? And then okay, so yeah, in the next show after Ryusoulger was ToQger, which is about trains and imagination, and it's great. It is incredible. What a show. But there is one episode that is a 2-part crossover with Kamen Rider Gaim. The first of which was an episode of Kamen Rider Gaim, and they aired these 2 episodes together because the shows air back to back on Sunday mornings. So these 2 episodes aired together, and it's wild. But you can just skip it, I guess. It doesn't really affect the plot of ToQger at all, because everything has to be status quo at the end, because they're not going to keep them crossed over. They do another one of these the next year with Ninja and Kamen Rider Drive, and again, you can probably just skip it. And then I don't think they did those again afterwards. Oh no, wait, no. Q-Ranger, they don't do it with Zyuohger, I think, but they do it with Q-Ranger and Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, because at the time, they were trying to do a lot of cross-promotion for Deca Ranger vs. Space Squad, which was a movie they did around that time, because Deca Ranger, like a year before, had a very popular anniversary movie, which is a thing they've started sometimes doing. They can't always do them because in order to do okay. I'm doing this totally unscripted, so this is very hard for me. But starting with Hurricaneger, which was right before Abaranger, 10 years after, the cast of Hurricaneger, led by Hurricane Blue, who's played by a woman named Nao Nasagawa, got together and were like, we want to do a Hurricaneger movie. We want to do a movie set 10 years after Hurricaneger to see where everyone is. And then the next year, the cast of Deca Ranger were like, we want to do that. Because everyone in Deca Ranger loved their roles, and Deca Ranger was really popular. So that movie came out and was amazing and did really well. And because in Deca Ranger they're the space police, it's very easy to segue them into Metal Hero, which is kind of a lesser known, less successful Toei Tokusatsu franchise that kind of died out. And they've been trying to bring that back since Go Busters, which was 2012-ish? In 2012, they did a couple Metal Hero movies, and they crossed Space Sheriff Gavin over with the Sentai at the time, Go Busters, and those episodes were bad. Those episodes were bad, and those movies were bad. I haven't actually seen the movies, but that is what I remember being told by people whose opinions I trust. Those movies were not good. So they tried again to revive Metal Hero a couple years ago with Deca Ranger vs. Space Squad, which kind of built off the back of Deca 10, and was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. It did some neat stuff, had some neat ideas. And then the next year there was a space themed Super Sentai. So they did another Metal Hero movie for Q Ranger called Q Ranger vs. Space Squad, which brought back some iconic Sentai villains, one of which was Melee, who is the first Lady Green Ranger. Even though she never transforms into Geki Green, the Red calls her Geki Green, and the Red makes the rules. That's how Super Sentai works. That is the number one law of Super Sentai, is that the Red makes the rules. Even if they're stupid. Even if the Red is literally a feral child from the woods, he makes the rules. That's just how it goes. So in Q Ranger, we got our second as far as making it count, Lady Green, Hammy, who was also, like, Melee and Hammy are both chameleon themed, so there's a big connection between them in the movie, and it was very cute. It was very, very sweet. So the villains who came back were Melee, of course, a major, very beloved villain from Shinkenger, a major beloved villain from Gokaiger, who I hate because his name is Tabasco Ghost Pepper, and a major villain from Go Busters, who basically had more plot agency in this movie than she did in Go Busters. I love you, Escape. You did your best. You tried. You tried. So I don't know. Where am I going with this? Anyone have any Tokusatsu questions? Any Kamen Rider or Super Sentai questions for me? Because I will answer them. I will answer your Tokusatsu questions. And if I don't know the answer, we'll figure it out together. Because y'all are here, and I want to talk to you. Minty, are you streaming tonight? Are you here, Minty? You streaming tonight? Because I want to raid you later. I want to raid you if you're streaming later. What are you playing? You doing Resident Evil? You doing Resident Evil tonight? I just want to know what's up. Yes! 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 I'm gonna... Oh, we're still doing Ghost of Tsushima? I don't know why I thought you finished it. I don't know why I thought you finished that game. Okay, well, I'm also excited for that, because that's fun. That has been a very fun game to watch you play. Okay, so I'll raid you later. I don't know, you ask me... I don't know, ask me anything. Ask me anything about Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. They're very different... They're very different franchises. Their age brackets overlap, but Sentai skews a little younger. That's okay, I need to make myself a background too, honestly. That's why we're doing it against this Bokenger screenshot, is because I don't have a chatting background. So, like, Sentai skews a little younger. Sentai skews in the kind of 8 to 10 range, where Rider skews more in the 10 to 12 range. So you've got an overlap. So and they air right back to back, so you might as well watch both. But, Rider can go a little harder on things. Oh boy, can it. Whew. I'm not gonna think about 01 right now. I'm just not gonna think about it. No. I don't have it in me. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't have it in me. So I don't know. Y'all can ask me anything, like plots, characters. I don't know. This is the thing I'm good at talking about at length. So it's kind of all I've got. But I don't know. Just, you can ask me anything at all about it. Favorite characters, least favorite characters. I will tell you forever how much Abare Killer sucks. 'Cause he's the worst. I've seen a lot of Super Sentai. I have seen 20-ish Super Sentai. Abare Killer is the worst character that exists in Super Sentai. He sucks. He's just awful. He is a garbage being. I don't know why the show wants me to sympathize with him. I do not understand how I'm supposed to sympathize with Abare Killer. I mean, I would definitely recommend getting into them. Deca Ranger is a good starter Sentai. Ryu Soldier is a good starter Sentai if you want one that's a little more modern. Deca Ranger was 2004, I think. Where Ryu Soldier was last year. ToQger is also pretty good. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a good starter, but it's a really good show, so I don't know. Shinkenger was, I think, like 2009. That's one that people are very fond of. I think it's good. For Rider, I pretty much say pick an era and start with the first one, and then kind of feel your way around from there. Rider is the same, where you don't have to watch them in order, with the exception of Decade and Zeo, which are kind of like Gokaiger in that they call directly back to previous riders. But all riders, for the most part, stand alone. But yeah, like, Kuga and Double and 01 are really the best starter riders. I would say O's, but the end of O's is such a bummer. It's good. It's such a good ending. Like, I don't want Gata to kill me if Gata is still here. Because, like, look, I love the end of O's. It's just a bummer. It's a bummer. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, no, with Rider, I'd pretty much, you go to pick Kuga is legally available for streaming. Did we make a command for that? We should make a command for Kuga. Because I forget where, but you can find it. You can find Kuga, Shout Factory? Is Shout Factory the one putting those out? Look into Shout Factory. Shout Factory did put out a bunch of 90s Sentai on DVD, from Zyuranger all the way up until, I think, Time Ranger. They released all of them as DVD box sets, and then Saban sold Power Rangers to Hasbro, and the DVD situation, got a little dicey, so they're kind of on hold at the moment. So you can get a bunch of them legally. A lot of them, especially the most recent ones, I'm not gonna encourage you to get them illegally, but that's pretty much the way to watch them. You know, you can always ask me questions, not in a videotaped place, about that. Yeah. But you know, you can find them. You can find them if you look. But Kuga is available legally. I believe it's Shout Factory. So they have released it online for free. Yeah, it's Shout Factory TV. You can watch all of Kamen Rider Kuga. I'm gonna put a link in the chat. If you want to watch Kuga. Kuga is basically the best Kamen Rider. It is the best Kamen Rider show. It is incredibly well put together. It is a solid story. It goes hard. Like, wow. So you can watch. I don't know what else. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. What do they got? Oh yeah, they did actually put all of the DVD box sets up on their website. So you can actually, there is a bunch of Sentai that you can watch And I have not watched most of it. I have watched Zyuranger and Dairanger. Dairanger is probably the best of the 90s Sentai. Dairanger is kind of incredible. They didn't do Kaku Ranger? Oh wow, they got all the way to Gao Ranger? I didn't realize they got as far. Yeah, no. Kuga is all about, how violence overwhelms people and doesn't actually solve anything, and how you have to break out of cycles of violence in order to make the world better. That's the themes of Kuga. That's what Kuga's about. Kuga is about learning when violence... Sometimes you have to use violence, but you can't perpetuate cycles of violence. You have to just... Oh, the Kaku Ranger is there. Okay, these Sentai are not in order. You can always... I mean, I would... In general, I recommend watching these things in mostly order. Just because it's very interesting to see how things progress. But you can kind of jump around. I jumped around at first. I think I watched Deca Ranger, Bokenger, and then Gokaiger. So, you know, you can watch them really in whatever order you want. But yeah, they have a bunch of them. I didn't realize, I think I did know they put up all of the Sentai and then forgot. But you can watch, God, you can watch up to Time Ranger. You can watch up to Time Ranger, which is a lot of Sentai that I have not seen. So I may have to do that. But yeah, no, Rider can go a little hard. Like, that's the themes of Kuga. Ryuki is about... Yeah, the demographic for Kamen Rider is 10 to 12-year-olds. Ryuki, which is 2... I don't really understand the themes of Agito. They're there. They're definitely there, but I don't know how to describe them. The themes of Ryuki is, again, then breaking cycles of abuse. That's the themes of Ryuki. Is... Terrible things can happen to you and make you into a terrible person, but you have to break those cycles and try and be better. And if you're going to perpetuate those cycles, you're going to make a worse world. And if you break out of those cycles, you can create a better world. And they kind of take these to very literal extremes, but that's the themes of Ryuki for you. I don't know how to explain the themes of Faiz. I don't even know how to explain the plot of Faiz. I think the lesson of Faiz is just friggin' talk to people. Give someone your full name. Learn, please. Faiz is a weird show. Faiz. Blade is all about learning to trust. It's about kind of looking past your situation and learning to trust people. They managed to do this in very age-appropriate ways. But man, especially early Heisei, and early Showa, literally the entire Showa era is about fighting Nazis. That's pretty much all you're doing in the Showa era, is you're punching Nazis. That's what Showa era Kamen Rider's about. Hibiki is about growth, about personal growth, and kind of found parental figures specifically, because there's a lot of found family in Kamen Rider, but Hibiki specifically is about found parent figures. Kabuto, Kabuto has themes. It does. I just don't. It's another one where Kabuto's really hard to explain, because Kabuto was a back to basics sort of series. Most people will break Kamen Rider into 3 phases currently. Phase 1 Heisei, which is Kuga to Decade. Phase 2 Heisei, which is double to Zio, and then Reiwa, which is only 0-1 right now because the Reiwa era just started. I personally break Heisei into 4 phases. Because you've got your back to basics, And then as the era progresses, it gets more and more experimental until you end with something like Hibiki, halfway through Phase 1 Heisei. And then you cycle back to the beginning with another very back-to-basics Kamen Rider, which is Kabuto, and slowly kind of get more experimental again until you hit your anniversary series. So the themes of Kabuto are a little muddy, particularly because the lead actress, the actress for the main female character in Kamen Rider Kabuto, got sick kind of at the pivotal point of the series and wasn't able to be around for like 10 episodes, and they did not know what to do. The 30s of Kamen Rider Kabuto are absolutely buck wild because they are just scrambling to make the plot make sense. I just want to let you know that I'm glad you aren't a person who... I refuse to use Neo Heisei. Before I was calling them Phase 1 and Phase 2, it was pre-Decade and post-Decade. I have not and will not use Neo Heisei. That's awful. I hate it. I hate Neo Heisei. I don't begrudge anyone who says it, but I refuse to say it. I refuse to call them that. So after Kabuto is Den-O. It's very silly. It's very silly and I hate it. I won't call it that. It doesn't indicate anything. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. I eventually heard someone calling them Phase 1 and Phase 2, and that makes the most sense. I like that the best. So after Kabuto is Den-O, which is incredible. Den-O is an incredible show because it is very built upon a foundation of slapstick. And it was wildly popular to the point that now in Reiwa they're still making Den-O movies. Not as frequently as they used to, but they're still doing it. So Den-O is about family. Not so much found family, but also found family because the Imogen are a found family. But it's very much about this kid and his sister who can't remember a lot of things for reasons, and his sister's fiance. And it's another one that's about growth and learning and trying to make the life of the people you care about the best that it can be. Kiva is a soap opera. Kiva is a vampire soap opera because Twilight was popular. But Kiva is about legacy. Kiva is told in two parts, one part being in 2008 and one part being in 1986. And it is the story about a father and son and how their lives affected each other. Even though Wataru never knew his father, it's about the effects that his father basically had on his life. And to a degree, the effects his mother had on his life, because he really didn't know either of them. When he was very young, his mother left him in a house with a caretaker who was a tiny bat. Tiny little bat. I don't know how Kivat managed to raise that boy, because he doesn't have any hands. So I don't know how he got food. But Kiva's very much about legacy and kind of what legacy means and how you can build upon it, and also how to live not just as a product of legacy, but as yourself. So Kiva, I love Kiva. Kiva's not necessarily the best told story, but it's one that's very, very dear to me. Neo Heisei is just a thing that people call Phase 2 Heisei, or used to call Phase 2 Heisei. I don't know if they still do. It's just a thing that they called it because it was Heisei, and then there was a big shift after Decade. And for some reason, everyone started calling it Neo Heisei, and it's silly, and I don't like it. And then after Kiva, that does bring us to Decade, which is... I don't know. I don't know how to explain the themes of Decade. I don't know, maybe being your best self, seeing how you fit into the world. I don't really remember Decade is the thing. I watched it. I watched all of Decade. Excuse me. I don't really remember it. But I know a lot of people love Decade and people hate Decade. Decade is a complicated beast. And from there, that's the end of Phase 1 Heisei, which spanned from 2000 to 2010-ish. Maybe the beginning of 2011. And from there we pick up with Phase 2 Heisei, which starts with Kamen Rider Double, which was my first rider, is one of my most beloved riders. It's one that I recommend as a starter because the cast is very small, the villain plots are very straightforward, every character is deeply engaging, they're all great. If you don't like Akiko, don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. Akiko is wonderful. You're free to not like her. You're allowed to have your own opinions. I just don't want to hear about it. Because she's great and I love her. Double is probably the most explicitly about family and found family, and rejecting a toxic family in favor of a found family that helps you become the best person you can be. And it's presented kind of like a noir detective story. It's again, one that's very, very dear to my heart. Oz is very explicitly about greed, to the point that that's what the monsters are called. Oz is very explicitly about greed and what that can do to you, and how it's not wrong to want things, but you have to understand the consequences of what you want. Like, you can't just stop at, I want to do this. You have to understand what doing that means. It's very, like, Double and Oz, again, Double was a very back to basics, we're gonna pare everything down, start simple, and build from there. So Double and then Oz are very, and Wizard, which comes after Oz, are all very, very explicit about their messages. Or no, not Wizard. Wizard doesn't come after Oz. Forze comes after Oz. Forze also, like, Wizard, Double through Wizard are all very explicit with their messaging. Forze is a high school drama, which is great. It's a high school drama written by Kazuki Nakashima, who wrote Gurren Lagann and Promare. So you can feel a lot of that Gurren Lagann in there. And Forze is about friendship. It is so explicitly about friendship and finding friendship in unlikely places, and how those unlikely friendships can do more for you than you would ever imagine. It's a wonderful little show. It really is. I love Forze. Wizard is about depression. Kamen Rider Wizard is about depression and suicide. Again, Wizard is kind of the least explicit in that messaging, but that's definitely what it's about. It is about this very depressed dude who's really good at hiding it, trying to help other people who have suffered the way he has, and prevent them from losing themselves, literally, to depression. That's what it's about. And it's all in the guise of magic and monsters. Wizard is wonderful. I understand why people don't like Wizard. It got a little muddy at parts. But Wizard really has some wonderful themes and messaging. So I definitely recommend it. That brings me to Gaim. Do I have to talk about Gaim? Do you like Madoka? Do you like Madoka? Then watch Gaim. It's the same show. Gen Urobuchi wrote the same show twice. Just as cynical. Jun, watch Gaim. You'll like Gaim. It's the same show. It's literally the exact same show. I'm not joking. Gen Urobuchi wrote both, and it's the same show. He really liked Kamen Rider Ryuki, so he just keeps writing it over and over every time he has to write a hero show. But if you like Madoka, and I don't judge anyone who likes Madoka. I'm glad you like Madoka. I'm glad. Watch Gaim. You'll like it, because it's the same thing, except with samurais and kids dancing. Same show. Exact same show. I don't have a lot to say about Gaim. I didn't finish it. I only made it halfway through, and then I got too angry at it. Drive. Kamen Rider Drive. I don't have a lot to say about Drive. I like episodes of Drive. I don't like Drive as a whole. Drive had some ambitions that I thought were good, and then they weren't. Yep. Don't have a lot to say about Drive. Ghost. Kamen Rider Ghost. Kamen Rider Ghost is very explicitly about making your life the best it can be, and about reaching out to the people you care about, and just believing in people. That's what Ghost is about. It's about a kid who dies and becomes a Kamen Rider because he died, and he's trying to get a bunch of stuff so he can wish to be alive again. And it's cute. It's a very cute show. The 30s are troubled. But it does have some of the best suits of the era. The suits in Kamen Rider Ghost are really good. It also has the worst suit of the era. So, you know, that's impressive. It does both. Get you a Kamen Rider who can do both. Dark Necron Pink, one of the best suits of the era. Boost Goemon, absolute worst. Bottom of the barrel. I'd call it the worst in all of Heisei, but Kamen Rider Shuki exists. That suit is ugly. That suit's just straight up ugly. So after Ghost is Ex-Aid, which is about doctors in video games. And it's about hope. Wizard is very explicitly about hope. That's the thing they keep coming back to. But Ex-Aid is very much about, you know, hope and life. And every life has meaning. Then there's Build. Build is very political. Build is a very, very like all Kamen Rider is political, all of it. That's inescapable. But man, Build was going after some specific current politics. There's war. Build is about war and leaning on people and making mistakes and being forgiven, it's about making mistakes and asking for forgiveness and not necessarily expecting forgiveness to be given. It's really, really good. I love Kamen Rider. And then after Build is Zeo. And I don't know what Zeo's about. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I can't tell you the themes for Zeo because I don't think they knew what the themes for Zeo were. They couldn't decide what Zeo was about. And then 01 is about humanity and love and, again, breaking cycles of violence. So that's all of Heisei and Reiwa Kamen Rider summed up for you. Any questions? Anyone have questions at all? Yes, no, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I want to answer your questions. I want to answer your questions about Rider and Sentai. Sentai often doesn't have quite so explicit central theming. Sentai is a lot more formulaic. So you see kind of key episodes, like we had a body swap episode in Kira Major this week, which is kind of a staple. like wedding episodes or gender swap episodes, all that kind of thing is par for the course. But Sentai usually it will have some theming. Like Tokyuger's about imagination. Kira Major, which is the current Sentai, is also a little bit about imagination. Bokenger is about adventure. Bokenger. I don't know, ask me questions. You all gotta talk to me. We're talking. We're chatting. We're having a time. We're having a conversation. Now that I've got my room set up, I can sit down and watch some of these legally watchable old Sentai. What have I been cooking? I made chicken and dumplings today. That was fun. Oh, you have an Instant Pot now. I can give you this chicken and dumplings recipe. It's really good. I obviously didn't do the stuff with the onions that are in it, but remind me to send you the recipe later, because it's really good. It's really good and, like, comfy. It's really good, like, comfy food. So, remind me. Send me a message on Discord. Or maybe I'll post it in the Discord chat. I've still got to, like, finish a rules list. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that's taking me so long. But I made chicken and dumplings today, and it was really good. And I made enough for, like, 4 servings. I made, like, 4 servings worth, so that's my, like, my meals for the week. It's really good, and especially because I had to buy bone-in chicken thighs this week because I couldn't get boneless ones, and this recipe is for bone-in chicken thighs. You could probably do it with boneless, though. You would still just take them out and shred them and just not have to worry about, like, getting rid of the bones. But it's specifically for bone-in, so that was nice. I just kind of cut it in half because I only had 4 instead of 8. And it was still, like, so much. It was so much chicken and dumplings. But that's what I've cooked this week. I did that this morning. I made it for lunch today. Tried that for the pulled pork. Did you wait until it was hot, and did you, like, put oil in? Because I've done, like... We're gonna have to talk about this. I'm gonna have to teach you how to use it. Not that I know very well how to use it, but I feel like you just did something incorrectly. Like, did you wait till the thing said hot? Like, did you put it on saute and wait till the thing said hot? I don't know. Oh, you did the slow cook. I don't... Okay. Slow cooking is weird. Slow cooking is a weird thing. I, at this point, prefer to pressure cook in there. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I will send you this chicken and dumplings recipe. I will have to find it again, but I did print it out, so, I can just do that. I have a lot of manga to give back to you, by the way. I have so much manga to give back to you. Hi, Hod. Hi, thank you for coming. Slow cooking is awesome, but also I'm impatient. But, I mean, also, I can't leave my house anymore, so I might as... When it gets cold, I like slow cooking in the winter. I don't really do it in the summer that much. But also, like, pressure cooking is so good. It's so easy and, like, faster. Oh, I have a lamp in my bedroom again, so I have light in there and I can see. Oh yeah, sorry, like I was saying, I have a lot of manga to give back to you. I don't know if I read any of it, but I have a lot. Like, 10 of them, maybe. that I need to give back to you because I've got no place for them. One for you somewhere in that. What do you mean you have one for me? One what? Oh, okay, manga. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what I have given you at this point. Oh, okay, yeah, that was. At this point, I should probably just give you the drama for that, even though it's not as good as the manga. That's a cute manga, though. I have some Yuru Camp. I have, Land of the Lustrous, Girls Last Tour. I have a bunch of your stuff that I need to just get back to you because I don't have anywhere to put it at this point. Yeah, I have a couple of those. Yeah, I've at least 2 Girls Last Tour, 3, I think, Land of the Lustrous, and one or 2 Yuru Camp. I also have, Way of the House Husband. That one I do actually want to read, so I might do that tonight. So I have all of those. I'll just give them to you next time that I see you. Yeah, I've got all of those. I've got all of those to give back to you. I don't know. Yeah, no, I've got a bunch of those. I kind of want to get rid of some of my manga. I don't really, I would rather use my bookshelves for displaying figures, but there's some stuff that I want to keep, so. I don't know, so what else do you want to talk about? What else do y'all want to talk about? Ask me things. We have an AMA tag on for a reason. I have to clean my office now. My office is a disaster after all of this. Where are my cats? They've been, all over me all day, and now they're, mysteriously vanished. I'm trying to think of other things to talk about. Guys, you gotta ask me things. You gotta chat with me. I wish that on the Shout Factory website, the Sentai were in order, because it would be way easier to know how far it is. And I would like to watch them in order, and I don't want to have to look it up every time. The O-Ranger cast looks cute. We get them without their helmets. That actually sounds fun. Yeah, I'd love to brainstorm a one-shot. I mean, I still will do a Destiny and Crying stream. I don't know how long I'll be willing to do it for, but I'll do it. I don't know when. I really want to get back into Final Fantasy XIV. Did we decide on a night for that? Did we decide if we're even going to do that? Because I want to get back into 14. Because it's fun. then I'll bring it up again on Sunday. Because I want to do it. Yeah, I'll bring it up again on Sunday, because I really want to do it. Because I bought you and me all, like, the full expansion. And I would like us to use it. So, I don't know. I think we did at least decide on a server, but I don't know if there are, like, other people. But I don't care how many people. Just as long as, like, y'all are on it, and I can hang out with y'all. Because I lose interest. Like, I will play very dedicated for, like, 4 days by myself. We're gonna do more Minecraft, John, I promise. I am excited for Minecraft. I wanna get the hang of crafting this week, because I've definitely mastered mining. I definitely very, very thoroughly understand mining, and I really don't feel like I have the knack for crafting and knowing, like, what to do with, like, I have all this stuff, and I know I need to, like, build things, but it's very hard for me to figure out, like, what to build, and I know it's, like, you can build whatever you want, but, like, what do I want? I wish it, like, gave me, I wish I had the option to have objectives. Just to get myself going. Because, like, I don't know. I don't know what I want. What do I want to build in Minecraft? What am I aiming for? I don't know. I don't want, like, quests, though. I just want it to be, like, build a house. Build a barn. Build a car. I don't know. I just want it to, like, tell me to do things. Which, I don't know, that maybe defeats the purpose of Minecraft, but I'm not... Well, no, that's not true. I am very creative. I'm a very creative person. I'm literally, that is my lifeblood. That is my bread and butter. But it's just, you know, Minecraft is so big that I don't know what to do with it. Which is great when I'm playing with Gata, because Gata does know what to do with it. So I just follow Gata and help. Which seems to be, like, how I enjoy Minecraft, I guess. Oh, but I did figure out what we're gonna do on Sunday this week. I did decide on what we're gonna do on Sunday. We're gonna play a bad game. Suri, we're gonna play that bad game. Would you believe that Twitch actually has it in its games list? It only has the first one, but it is there. And I got both games for a grand sum total of $3. And we're gonna play it. I don't know. Has anyone here ever played Kate West? Any Kate West games? And by any, I mean there's only 2 of them. I mean, I've played it. I've played both of them. I don't remember them. And there are different endings. And I only played each of them once because they're bad. They're bad games. But I'm gonna play them. We're gonna play them on Sunday. We're gonna play Kate West: The Vanishing Files. And it's bad. It's a bad game. It is a point-and-click, like, matching spot the thing game. And it's bad. It's very bad. It is the worst game I have ever played in my life. But I want to suffer. I want you all to watch me suffer. So I'm gonna bust out Kate West: The Vanishing Files, and we're gonna play those. I'm mostly stalling for time until, like, the stuff that's on Switch that I really want comes out, because I want new Pokemon Snap, and I want Breath of the Wild 2, and I want to play those games really badly. So I'm basically kind of just figuring shit out until then. Would Kate West be a retro game by now? Cause, like, I don't know, when did Kate West come out? I don't know, like, what the threshold for something being a retro game is. Okay, it came out in 2008. God, did I find this game, like, right after it came out? I may have. Like, when did the original Xbox come out? 2001, okay. Yeah, oh god, then... God, we got in on the ground floor of Kate West, Surrey. How did we do that? What a garbage thing. Like, I don't know what the threshold for retro is. I really don't. But it's from 2008, so... I don't know. That's... Yeah, it definitely was. That's because it's bad. And no... I thought it was, like, a Phoenix Wright style thing. That's why I wanted it. And then we played it, and it was bad. What a bad game. I feel... Yes, I think. I feel like it was, but I think that's only because of the N64. Like, just because of the N64, like, being such a huge leap. I feel like it kind of forcibly rendered. Oof. I mean, I know it did. I got one. Yeah, I don't... Man, Kate West is just such a bad game. It's so bad. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited for you all to see just how terrible this game is. Like, there are spot the difference levels, and there's, like, find 10 leaves in this image. It's so bad. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to play this with for you guys. I wonder if you can speedrun Kate West. I don't know. I don't think you can. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but if it's possible... I'm gonna look on speedruns.com and see if Kate West is there. No results for Kate West. You can't speedrun Kate West. Which is fair. Fair. Even if you can, who would want to? Me. The answer is me. I do still really want to do Link's Awakening randomizer. I did download a seed, but I don't know if we're gonna do that just because that dungeon is bad. Look in Discord. Meme? What did you meme at me? There's my beautiful wife. Oh, that is me. I'm gonna copy this image and put it in the chat. Actually, I'm gonna show this image on screen because I can do that. So let's see. Come up here. We're gonna add an image. There we go. This is my favorite dinosaur. Parasaurolophus are my absolute favorite dinosaur. I love them. So Surrey just sent me this meme that very accurately describes me. I would definitely just be like, "You're my favorite. I love you." Yeah. We're gonna get rid of that now. Also sent me fan art of my beautiful wife and her beautiful horse. I called in a favor and I'm getting the Kamen Rider store Naki stuff. Parasaurophilus. Yes. It's usually shortened to Parasaur in most things. But Naki coming home, baby. I have a lot of feelings about Naki. They're very important to me. I have to recalibrate my face. There we go. Trying to think of more topics of conversation. More conversations. I have to fix my mouth again. I have the Ghost Sager opening playing right now. Can I link y'all to this playlist? Yeah? Oh, I'm talking about dinosaurs. We were talking about dinosaurs. We're talking about this dinosaur meme. Because parasaurs are my favorite dinosaur. So, Suri sent me this meme that's very accurate to me. I'm just gonna turn it off instead of deleting it. And then I was gonna see if I could send you all this playlist. Cause I think I can do that. Copy playlist link. There we go. So this is my Spotify playlist of Super Sentai openings. I also have one for Rider openings, but I don't feel like going back to my browser right now. But this is what I'm listening to. So if you want to listen along with me, you can. But I'm not putting it in the audio because copyrights. And I don't want the internet to arrest me. I don't want to get arrested on the internet. So what else is going on? What else is going on with you all? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? What's going on? I'm still working on a rules list. I'm just struggling with it, and I've had a lot of things going on the past couple days, so I haven't really been able to work on it. So, you know. But it's open. All of the chats are in there. I need to not lean forward so far. That seems to be my problem. And I have to make new emotes. I have 2 unused emote slots for the channel. I have to make emotes. I'm gonna make emotes, you guys. Let's see, what else can I talk about? We talked about what we're gonna play on Sunday, which is a bad game, but we're gonna play it. We talked about dinosaurs. Let's see. I am proud of myself that I kept up consistently streaming 2 days a week for the past, like, month. And more than a month. It's become kind of a habit. I'm making a habit out of it. Yeah, we're gonna play a really bad game on Sunday. It's really bad, but I love it. I don't love it because it is bad. I actually kind of hate it. It's the worst game I've ever played in my life. But I have such a deep fondness for it because it's so bad. Like, it amazes me that it's still bad and they still made a second one. And I'm amazed. It's inspirational. I need to, I don't know, I want to make things again. I need to finish coloring this damn commission. But I just haven't had time. I do think I'm going to color it, like, off stream because I can't talk and color at the same time. It is the Kate West games. They're bad. They're bad games. Kate West is incredibly bad. But I'm so fond of it. So I'm gonna play it. Now I'm just struggling to think of conversation topics. Cause I wanna stream at least until Minty starts streaming. So then I can raid Minty. So whenever Minty starts streaming is probably when we'll be done. Minty, if you're still here, if you're still, like, lurking, when you go live, tell me. And then I'll raid you. And I'll come watch you play Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, Overwatch. I thought that was Destiny for a second. I was gonna be like, Suri, there's a VTuber playing Destiny, but they're playing Overwatch. Sorry, I'm just, like, mumbling Sentai lyrics to myself. Any y'all using use your coins, your chocolate milks. I've been hydrating anyway, though. You can't stop me. Can't stop me from hydrating. I do need to eat dinner later. I had s'mores before stream, hoping that some sugar would keep my energy up for a little bit. 'Cause I'm exhausted. I did a lot yesterday. Yesterday I moved all of my stuff out of my bedroom, disassembled 2/3 of my bunk bed, and then today I moved all of my stuff back into my room. And I need to buy bookshelves soon so I can then unpack all of my stuff onto those bookshelves. So that's where I'm at in my life. That's my life situation right now. That's why we have that donation goal over there. That's what's going on with that. But, I don't know. I'm, like, y'all don't have to donate. I'm just glad you're here. Though if Drez was here, he would donate anyway, and then I'd yell at him. Meow, meow, meow. Zero One is great. Zero One is, I don't want to think too much about Zero One, though, because we're at the end, and we're at that part of the end where it's just punching me in the guts repeatedly, and just, like, while I'm on the ground winded, it just keeps kicking me in the stomach. And that's what Kamen Rider will do to you. That's just, that sure is the way it is. Yeah. 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 But now I have, like, a bed. I slept on the top bunk of this bed. It's a complicated, it's a long, convoluted story as to why I had this bunk bed set up. That isn't very interesting. But now it's gone, and I need bookshelves so I can put my stuff. I found all of my Skull Gombaride cards while I was doing this project. They're all more or less useless because Gombaride isn't a thing anymore. There's Gombarizing now. Gombarizing is a weird, wild experience. I played a couple of times while I was in Japan. I played, I think twice. I played a couple Gombarizing machines. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I still managed to win both times. And I guess that's because it's, again, a video game, like an arcade game meant for, like, 8-year-olds. So I guess it has to not be super hard. But I don't really know what it wanted me to do. It would start flashing one of the buttons on the screen, so I'd hit that button, and then it would do a thing that seemed to be like, flip the card over, so I'd do that, and I guess just somehow I won every time. I wish I'd had more, like, change, so I could have played a few more times, but it was fun. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I want to go back and also play more. I'm not great at talking to myself, but I will just default to talking about Tokusatsu, and I can ramble about that for 1 million years. But it would be great if y'all would ask me some questions and engage. That would be super useful. I don't know. Ask about anything. We haven't asked me anything. It doesn't have to be about Tokusatsu. You can ask, like, Suri asked me. I actually taught Suri's English class once. At the time I couldn't, but I can now. When I was in high school, a thing that they would do towards the end of the year was a thing called Senior Switch Day, where every senior would teach a class. They would go into a teacher's class and teach a lesson for a day. And instead of one of their classes, they would go teach another teacher's class. And I talked to the sophomore year English teacher, and I taught a lesson on comics. I taught a lesson on, I think, like, plotting, like, timing and plotting in comics. I don't know if I still have them. I may have gotten rid of everyone's assignments when I cleaned out my room, but I kept them for a long time. And Suri was in that class. We went to high school together. My bachelor's degree is in comics. It wasn't really a senior project. It was more of just, like, a fun thing that we did. Because, like, we weren't graded on it or anything. It's just a thing that they had seniors do. Just for fun. But it was really fun. It was really cool. This was in my high school, which I'm not going to give the location of. I went to a vocational high school. So it wasn't like a normal standard high school, but I went to a vocational high school, and that was just, it was a brand new school when I went there. I was the third graduating class. I was in the third graduating class. So that was really cool. Like, when I was a freshman, there was no senior class, which is really interesting. John, you're a teacher? Are you a teacher, John? I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you. That's really cool. Last semester, before last semester went all to shit, I did take an introduction to teaching course Because I've thought on and off about being a teacher, and now I'm giving a lot of Really? Jun, I'm really into, because I've been thinking about, oh, Minty! Bye-bye! Are you going live, Minty? I've actually been thinking about, teaching English overseas. Just because I want to leave this country. I want to leave. So, like, what? Are there... Yay! Okay, Minty, I'm gonna raid you in a little bit. I think I'm gonna raid you in a little bit. Very soon. Very soon I'm going to. I want to leave. But Jen, like, what kind of things, what kind of, like, classes did you take to become an ESL teacher? I'm really interested in that. Because again, I want to leave. So I think I'm going to... You got a master's? Holy shit. Holy shit, John. You're, like, educated. I don't think I need a master's. Jen, you could probably, like, go teach ESL, like, anywhere with a master's. That's really impressive. I only know one other person with a... Actually, Suri, does Tim have a master's? I don't know if Suri's still here or paying attention. That's really impressive, though, Jen. Tim. Does Tim? Had to take an assessment class on how to make tests. 2 different kinds of methods classes, one for speaking and listening, one for reading and writing. That's really interesting. Theory class and grammar class. That's super interesting. Yeah, see, I think that's what Tim is a mystery. I love Tim. I do. But he's a mystery. He's a mystery to all of us. I don't think a single one of us understands him. I keep expecting to, like, hear people walking around in my house, but no one else is here right now. It's very weird. That's so cool, though. Like, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna apply to language schools. Like, I think I'm just gonna... Depends on how things shake out at the end of this year, but... Depending, I may just apply for some stuff. But, like, really, I just, like, if I have a class I get to teach once a week and tutoring that I do, that's really interesting. That's so cool. That's so cool, Jen. I really just want more video editing clients. I want more people to hire me to edit videos for them. I've got a couple people who have contacted me, but I'm looking to get 10 hours of work a week. At that point, I become self-sustainable. So I feel like I've got maybe like 4 hours of work per client. Yes, I'm a video editor. I will... The thing is, I'm a paid video editor. And I don't know if Gata has the resources. Not, you know, I'm not dissing Gata at all. I just... yeah, it's... To do really... Well... Okay, yeah, it's hard because a lot of programs can be very resource intensive. For a class I took last semester, not last semester, the semester before, I had to do some editing, and I was gonna do it at home, and when I tried to get Premiere to open on my Mac, like, I cleared out everything, I cleared out a lot of extraneous stuff, I had nothing else running, I was on a fresh restart, and I opened Premiere, and it was like, not enough memory. go to hell. So I built a new machine that is specifically, like, when I parted it out, it was specifically with being able to edit in mind. Yeah, no, I mean, I would love to edit for Gata. I absolutely would. But it's just, you know, and my video can be a little expensive, just because it takes so much time. But I've got a couple people who have contacted me about some work, and I'm really excited for it. But I don't know if they're weekly. So it's just a thing where I need to have 10 hours of work a week to be self-sufficient. And I also do audio editing. I've been editing a podcast just out of love for the past, like, 7 years. And that actually is a lot cheaper, especially if it's just a 2-person show. So, Suri, you and Ryan should do that Destiny podcast. Because it would probably only cost, like, $30 per show to edit. Where video takes a little longer, just because there's a lot more that goes into it. The vocational high school I went to was very focused on video and TV production, so I did it there. It was also very focused on graphic design, and that's more what I leaned into, but you can't really go through that school without going into a lot of video editing. And then I made some AMVs in college. And then I didn't video edit for a long time because it was not a career focus for me. And then I graduated college with my degree in comics, and then I had to get an office job to pay back my loans, and I lost all time and motivation to do comics, and even draw at all for a while. And after I left that job, and I kind of held my own for a year, and then I realized I need to go back to school so I can defer my loans. What is another thing that I'm pretty good at? And I had already been working on my podcast for a year or two at that point, because I had been on that before I left my job. So I'm like, okay, well, I know how to edit audio. Let me try some video stuff. Let me go back to school for video editing. And a lot of that, at the time, before I left my office job, I was also working with a small, very, very small indie game studio that never paid me. I never got any money for the 3 years of work that I did for them, because nothing ever took off and it was a disaster. But I looked at a lot of other games jobs, and they wanted you to know how to use, like, After Effects and all of that. So things that I thought would be useful for finding work in fields that I was already working in, is kind of how I landed myself in video editing. So I'm trying to find independent people who need a video or audio editor and will pay me to edit their audio and video. And if I can get 10 hours of work a week, that will be enough to sustain myself, where I can pay my bills every week or every month. So that's what I'm trying to do. And the thing is, I need to make $2,000 a month. So I need to make $500 a week, which is about 10 hours of editing at my rates. So I'm hoping that I can, get in with some people, and that they will become very successful, and then can pay me better and make more content. So that's my hopes. Those are my hopes and dreams. I like editing video, but I hate making videos, which is why I am procrastinating so much on the videos for my own content that I need to make, because I hate production. Production sucks. It's so stressful. I don't like it. The stuff that I want to do for this channel is I hate less. I don't hate it, because it's just me. and I can control everything because it's in my house. But I have done some I've done like short films for school and TV production for school, and it sucks. It's awful. I hate it. I don't like doing it. I love pre-production. I love post-production. So any of that, I would be happy to be paid for. I do not want to do production. Which is tragic because most of the way into the industry, you start out as a production assistant. Octa, I will happily edit for you. I will, if you are able to pay for an editor, I will edit for you. My rates they sound expensive. I will admit my rates sound expensive, but I'm actually like $10 an hour cheaper than the average going rate. Which is, I mean, I'm just starting out. I am good. I'm a good editor. I can provide examples of my work that I'm very proud of. But I am just starting out professionally as an editor, so I'm fine having my rates be a little lower until I really get going. But if you have the means to pay for an editor, I will edit for you. I really love video editing. I actually really, really love it. I worked on, a friend of mine did a video essay. Yes! Aniki! Aniki's here! Yes, it's Bokenger. I set this scene up because I'm gonna do a video singing the Bokenger opening, so I set this scene up and I don't have a chatting background. So I just decided to use this. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, but like a friend of mine did a video essay on Artemis Fowl, and I had such a blast editing that. It was so much fun. Even though I haven't seen the movie, I haven't thought about Artemis Fowl since I was a child. I did read the first book. I think I read maybe the first and second one when I was a kid. I adore this friend. So I'm really happy that I could work on that for him. I'd love to see him do more videos because I've been telling him to make a YouTube channel for years because he's very smart. He's very, very smart, especially about film and things. So I'd love to see him make more videos, not just so I can be paid to edit them, but also because I want him to talk about these things more because he really enjoys it. But yeah, no, I have that. I have a short film, like a short, I don't want to call it a music video, but it's more of a music video than a short film. It's kind of a short film that's just set to a song, because that was the assignment, but I'm really proud of how it came out. I really like it. I've got some After Effects work that I can show off. So yeah, I don't know, anyone who needs a video editor and can pay a video editor, I will gladly take on the work. Cause I really buy, I don't know, in like a year or two, I'd really like to be fully self-sufficient. It's on my portfolio. I don't think I have it like public on YouTube, but you can see it on my portfolio. Aniki, if you want to see it, like, DM me on Twitter. I'll send you a link to it. But I'm really excited about the work that people have contacted me about already. But I think the one is going to be bi-weekly. I don't know how often the other one is going to be, because I really don't know. But I would really, really love to be able to have 10 hours of work a week for working on video. And the thing is, like, my rate sounds expensive, but it only takes me maybe 2 or 3 hours is the thing for video, and for audio it only takes me like half an hour to 45 minutes. So And, like, I'll provide timesheets, all of that. I don't know why I'm pitching this to y'all as though y'all are potentially gonna hire me, but, I mean, it's worked before. That is how I've gotten the clients I'm already talking with. So, I don't know, if any of y'all are planning on doing some video things, I will happily, edit if you have the means to pay me. Minty is live now, and does anyone have anything else they want to talk about? Anyone have anything else? Anything else y'all want to chat about? Chit chat? Doot doot doot. Yeah? Oh, I mean, like, are we talking 01 and Kira Major, Aniki? Like, are we talking about the currently running shows? Because I don't know anything about what's coming after 01. I have made an art form out of avoiding these things. 01 is incredible. 01 has set the bar so high for Reiwa. Like, the bar is through the roof. So if it's gonna follow this pattern, I'm very excited. 01 has been incredible and is currently killing me. I'm really excited for Kira Major. Kira Major has been very fun and very sweet. It took a couple weeks for Takamichi to get his footing. I think he's a character that's going to benefit from people, from, like, now he's at a good point, so anyone coming to him from now is going to watch all of him at once and not have to deal with his initial arc taking a month and a half, because it was rough. But I think it will fare better when you can watch all of it at once. But he's really been my only complaint. And not even then, because I think some of the things they're doing with him are interesting, but also they're not choosing the most interesting stories for him, so I'm a little, I don't know. But I love Kira Major. I think it's very cute, very sweet. The most recent episode was so cute and sweet. It's been a hot minute since we had a proper body swap, so it was fun. Aniki, I would definitely recommend starting Kira Major. I think we're on like 18. But it's really fun. Ryu Soldier last year was amazing. It's the best Sentai we've had in a long time. I'm glad they kind of went back to basics with it, because Q-Ranger and Lupat were both good. I love both of them. They were too ambitious, and I think that hurt them. But yeah, no, right now, this year, I'm feeling really good. I can't believe it's been almost a year since I went to Tokyo, and got to see the first episode of 01 as it aired on television. That was fun. That was really incredible. I know, I just missed you. You left, like, the day after I got back. But yeah, no, the very last day that I was in Japan was the day 01 aired, so I got to watch it on TV, which was so cool. I am mad that I missed getting to see the Grease movie in theaters. If I'd stayed a couple more days, if I'd been able to stay a couple more days, I could have seen it. But that was a really cool, yeah, next time, when there will be a next time, I don't know, but I have some money put away for making that happen. I want to go for a month next time. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for the next rider, even though I don't know anything. I'm hoping that it will live up to the precedents that 01 has set for the Reiwa era. Just, God, I can't believe that we had our first core cast woman rider. We had our first non-binary rider, and one played by a non-binary actor. Like, I can't... Yua and Naki have, like, blown my mind. I can't believe that they're real. 01, like, came for me, and just, 01 did everything right. I can't believe it. I love Yua, I love Naki, I love everyone. I love every single character in 01. I'm so happy to have them. So I'm really hoping that they follow the precedents set by 01 in this next rider, and that we just get to see more really amazing stuff of just Rider smashing through the limitations that it had in Heisei to just keep getting better and better. That's my hopes for the future. I love Kira Major. I like that we've got another girl green, another lady green. Lovely. Senna is wonderful. Everyone in Kira Major is wonderful. Yes, we have a non-binary rider in Kamen Rider 01. They are played by a non-binary actor, and it's incredible. It means so much to me. It means everything in the world to me that Naki exists and is canonically, word of God, non-binary. It means so much to me. Yeah, no, like, I go absolutely feral every time Naki is on screen. I called in a favor, and a friend picked up the Naki merchandise that's at the Kamen Rider store in Tokyo. And they're gonna be sending that to me over the weekend. I'm giddy because I don't know how much Naki merchandise there's going to be, because they got their suits so late in the show that I don't know how much actual merchandise we're going to see of them. I hope that eventually they'll get a Soto, and I can at least, have a little toy. I was really hoping they would make a plush of them, but I may have to commission that myself. I at least will have a handful. I'm going to try and get any fan Naki merch that exists. I will make my own fan Naki merch. So, I will make Naki happen. I will make this happen. So, I'm already going to be dedicating I'm going to be dedicating a shelf somewhere. I don't know which one it's going to be. It might be what is currently my Blade shelf, because that's definitely going to get moved to the bookcases, so I may make that my Naki spot. What can we talk about? What can we talk about, Aniki? Tony, what? Can we talk about what? Can we talk about what? Oh god, oh god. Tony Hirobi. Hirobi is for me. Hirobi is specifically for me. I love him. I love all of them. All 4 of them. 5 of them. For counting Assassin. Who I think is on the wall scroll? Or the clear file? There's a wall scroll and a clear file. And I think I got both. I love Metsubo Jinrai. I can't believe they're so good. I cannot believe they're so good. Ansatsu was a treasure. He was a gift and a treasure, and we were lucky to have him in our lives for the time that we did. Oh god, yeah, no, Ikazuchi is so much, he's just powerful Aniki energy. He is so good. I love them all. But, I mean, Tony, you know me. Aniki, you know me and the dad energy. And just everything, and he's Scorpion. Purple Scorp. Purple Scorp is my thing. I love me a Purple Scorp. So I have so much Hirobi stuff. I've bought so much Hirobi merchandise. I have a lot of Yua merchandise and a lot of Hirobi merchandise, because they were my rare pair underdog ship for a lot of this show, regardless of how little they interacted, even though they were kind of interesting foils for each other, but everyone in 01 is kind of a really interesting foil for everyone else. So they're all fascinating, but I love, even separately, I love them. I kind of want to put a Yua Ida bag together, but I can't find a bag that I like. Originally, I was going to do a Yua and Hirobi Ida bag, but I also couldn't find a bag that I liked. Oh, yeah, the Zio01 movie? Yes, I did. It was very good. It was a little weird, but very good. I really liked it. I love all of it. I love Will. I didn't realize, oh yeah, God, that movie is such big dad energy. That was a really good movie. Oh, I watched episode of Stinger recently, which is buck wild. Episode of Stinger is completely, I'm thinking of this because the Q Ranger opening just came on. That is a buck wild movie that is absolutely directed by Koichi Sakamoto, and is mostly an excuse for Stinger's actor to sing for an hour. But no, Reiwa Generations was so good. I really hope that they, like, lean in to, like, Reiwa movies, and not, like, pulling Heisei Riders back in. They're gonna, but I really hope that they kind of actually just let it go for a couple years, and just keep leaning on Aruto and, like, the next guy, and just really stick with Reiwa for a while. And then maybe do, like, a Reiwa versus Heisei, but, you know, give us, like, 5 Reiwa riders before you get to that point. Oh my god, Aruto. My boy. My sweet baby boy. I love him. Aruto is such a good boy. He is the sweetest. I love him so dearly. He is wonderful. He is a wonderful boy. I think the point that really, it didn't take long for them to sell me on Aruto, because he's so good. And I think it was really, as I realized that he just always considered the Yumagear humans. Like, he just always considered them to be people. He always knew them by name, even when he was working at the amusement park. Like, when he first rides his bike into the amusement park, he passes a Yumagear and refers to her by name. And, like, he's just so good. He's such a good boy. I love him so much. He's so good. This has been fun. Yeah, no, it's... Aruto is... I can see him taking a little bit for most people, because he is very, Takahashi Yuya seems to have a type with his main riders, because he's Emu, but, like, more exaggerated, and, like, okay, when I was watching it in Japan, I knew that it was that Takahashi Yuya was the writer. I didn't know that before I watched the episode, but as I'm watching the episode, especially that bit where he does the rider kick and lands and twists his ankle and, like, skids into a wall, I'm like, this is the X-Aid guy. This has to be the X-Aid guy. And then, like, you know, Izu stepping out of the limo with the briefcase brought me right back to Asuna Poppy in the beginning of X-Aid. I'm like, yes, this is definitely the X-Aid guy. But I can see, like, I'm a very easy sell. I pretty much love everyone until they give me a reason not to. But I can see how Aruto could be a bit of a tough sell for some people, because he's a lot, especially with the comedy. Like, you have to really want to be in on that. But I love him. he's such a good boy. He's such an interesting, really well-written character, well-fleshed-out character. But this was fun. This was a very fun stream. I don't know how often I'll do just chatting stuff. Today it was mostly just because I've been so busy and I wanted to rest. I wanted to rest and relax. My throat is starting to hurt a little because I've been talking constantly, non-stop for almost 2.5 hours. So we're gonna go raid Minty, who's playing Ghost of Tsushima. Minty is wonderful and amazing, and I love her. So we're gonna go raid her. So I hope you'll stick around to watch Minty play. I'm gonna be hanging out in Minty's chat. But we'll be back tomorrow, actually. I'm gonna be playing Minecraft with Gada. We're gonna be here this time. We're gonna be on my channel instead of Gada's, because that was how we planned this. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow with more Minecraft, and then we'll be back on Sunday with the worst video game I have ever played in my life. So I hope you'll all look forward to that. It was really nice hanging out and chatting with you guys for a while. I hope you enjoyed my 2.5 hours of incoherent rambling about Tokusatsu. If you have any Tokusatsu related questions or any video editing related offers, just feel free to contact me. Contact me about whatever. I don't care. I like hanging out with people. So I'll see you all again tomorrow, and then on Sunday. It was so much fun talking to you guys. Bye bye!